Hello teachers, nice to meet you. My name is Wendy and today we're going to talk about the Step into Reading series. Now we're going to begin our training with this series with an introductory video. In this introduction, we are going to answer 3 questions about this series. Question number 1, why did we create the Step into Reading series? Well, to begin with, one of the reasons is to help Chinese students choose reading material. Many Chinese students, they don't know where to begin when it comes to choosing reading material, and many of them don't even know what they're capable of reading. But the Step into Reading series has a huge selection of fiction as well as non-fiction materials that will really capture the students' interests and also help them to improve their reading abilities. This brings us to the second point. It is to cultivate the students' interests in reading. Many Chinese students don't enjoy reading and they struggle a lot. But with the help of this reading series, the students will see that reading can be fun and rewarding, and eventually they will begin to make it a habit. That's the goal with this reading series. And that brings us to the third reason. It's to help students learn the correct methods for reading. So they will see that reading isn't just saying the words written on a page, but it involves thinking and really comprehending what they just read. Many of our students, you'll notice, are very fluent readers. However, when you ask them questions about the reading, many times they aren't able to give an answer, and that's because they weren't thinking while they read. So, with the help of the Step into Reading series, the students will be able to improve on these 3 points, and it will also help them to improve on their personal reading. So that brings us to question number 2. What student level is the Step into Reading series designed for? Well, this series is designed for young children and teens. It's incredible. Some of our students have been as young as 4 years old, and they're very applied students, you'll see. And we've had students in their teens anywhere from 14 to 16 or younger as well. So you could say that the Step into Reading series is for basic level to intermediate advanced. So question number 3, what can students learn from the Step into Reading series? Well, by reading the Step into Reading series, students will be able to observe good sentence structure and grammar, which is very important. In each lesson, the students learn about 2 to 4 new vocabulary words. So they will also be able to learn these and understand the meaning of these words. Now in English, we use a lot of idioms, such as beat around the bush or don't count on it. So in this series, a lot of Chinese students will be able to learn these expressions and really understand what they mean. They will also be able to cultivate an interest in reading and make reading a habit. So that's the goal. Now, as you can see here, we have an image of a mind map. At the end of each lesson, there is a mind map exercise. So this was developed to help students understand what they are reading and to really think. This is done by retelling crucial moments in the story or details of the material and connecting them together. As you can see in this mind map, the student has to tell where the rowboat takes the characters and details about what they saw. So this really helps them remember the article or the fictional story. So by learning how to read correctly, the Step into Reading series also helps the students lay groundwork for writing skills. And what we really hope to achieve is eventually help them to read independently on their own. Now we're going to briefly look at the curriculum for this series, the Step into Reading curriculum. Now for GK, we have 100 lessons in total, and each class lasts about 30 minutes. For G1, we have 60 lessons, so a little bit less, and each class is 30 minutes long. And for G2 to G4, we also have 60 lessons per grade, and each class is also 30 minutes. Now for more advanced students, the G5 are 60 lessons, and each class lasts an hour. And that's because it's a little bit more complicated and more complex. Very good. So now we answered a few questions about why we created the Step Into Reading series, what the students will learn, and different exercises in the series. We've divided these videos into 2 parts. Training video number 1 is the GK to G1. Training video number 2 is G2 to G5. And the reason we divided them is because the material is quite different. For example, for the GK to G1, the student must read a fictional story, as well as a fictional story with illustrations and simple vocabulary exercises. But for the G2 to G5, it's a little more complex. It's fiction and nonfiction, and it also includes the mind map part. So, without further ado, let's get started. I hope that you can now move on to the second video of the training to see how to teach the Step Into Reading series, GK to G1. Thanks for watching.